Good morning students, myself UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Moniri Dhanbad. In the previous classes, we have studied about the concept of autotrophic mode of nutrition. Photosynthesis, that is photosynthesis, okay? The parasitic mode of nutrition and saprophytic mode of nutrition. We were discussing about the symbiotic association and we have defined this concept. We have just dealt with the concept that it is the association between two organisms in which both are benefited. In the previous class, I have given you the example of lichens, which is an association of two organisms, algae and fungi. Okay, what happens? The algae resides in the body of fungi and provides its food via the process of photosynthesis, whereas fungi in return provide shelter and various other nutrients. Okay. Now let us take one more example, which is known as nitrogen fixating bacteria. Nitrogen fixing bacteria. Which is known as ribosome, nitrogen fixation bacteria. Okay, so nitrogen fixating bacteria are those bacteria which fix nitrogen, and the example is rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria. Now what happens? This rhizobium bacteria resides in the root of leguminous plant. Okay. Now what happens, that nitrogen is present in the atmosphere in the gaseous form. Okay, it is present in abundance, about 78% in the atmosphere, but plant directly cannot use it unless it is converted into some sort of absorbable or solid form. So what it does, suppose this is a leguminous plant. Okay, suppose this is a leguminous plant, for example different pulses, groundnut. Okay, this is a leguminous plant and this leguminous plant cannot directly obtain nitrogen from the atmosphere. Okay, because nitrogen is present in gaseous state. Okay, so what happens in the soil? It forms an association with the bacteria called rhizobium bacteria. Bacteria called rhizobium bacteria. Okay, now this bacteria which resides in the soil makes association with the plant roots to form root nodules. Now root nodules are slightly, what you can say, there is the root nodules. If you observe root nodules in root, it will be a slightly swollen structure in the roots, and in this root nodules this rhizobium bacteria resides. Okay, thus the plant provides shelter to the rhizobium bacteria. Okay, moreover it also provides food in the form of glucose or starch to the bacteria. But in turn the bacteria fixes atmospheric nitrogen into absorbable forms like nitrates and nitrites. Okay, so this was all about the symbiotic association. We have given two examples here: lichens, in which there is association between two organisms which are algae and fungi. In this, there is association between rhizobium bacteria and leguminous plant. Okay, so both are associating with each other and both are benefited in the process. Okay, so rhizobium bacteria and leguminous plant. Okay, now the last topic of this chapter, which is how nutrition is replenished with soil. How soil procure nutrition? How nutrition is replenished in soil. Now, like humans and other organisms, okay. Whenever, suppose that like humans and animals which need nutrients, okay, so humans as well as different organisms need nutrients, okay, but the animal need nutrients in the form of carbohydrate, fats, protein, minerals and vitamins, but plants nutrition are the simplified form. Apart from sunlight, carbon dioxide, oxygen, it also needs some macro and micronutrients, okay. Now in an artificial ecosystem or in a cropland, it is been provided by fertilizers and manures, but in natural environment it is provided by natural processes. Now what happens? Organic matter can be plant detritus, or you can say plant body, dead plant body, animals, dead plant body, animals, droppings, animal droppings and body will get decomposed by the action of bacteria, fungi, etc., and it's converted into simpler forms, and finally into humus. Humus is a dark amorphous layer on the upper level of the soil. Is a dark amorphous layer on the upper surface of the soil. In natural ecosystem, in natural environment like in jungles or in undisturbed garden, this is the blackish amorphous layer on the upper level of the soil, which is a nutrient reservoir. Okay, so it basically provides nutrients to the plants, and these nutrients include NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and various kinds of elements. So by decomposition of this organic matter, that is dead and decaying plant and animal body, animal droppings, this kinds of organic matter decomposed by the action of bacteria, fungi and other microorganisms, and it is eventually converted into a simpler form and later and eventually into humus, which is a natural reservoir of nutrients for plants. Okay, now the chapter is finished. Now we will do the next, we will start the next chapter in the next class. Thank you.